Well, it looks like that we have lost another company for the video game industry. It's sad. A lot of their staff is going to other companies. I mean, a lot of big developers have reached out to these employees to say, "Hey, we're sad that you lost your job, but we can offer you a job." Those being not to mention a few: Epic Games, Naughty Dog, Ubisoft, San Francisco, Blizzard, to name a few companies that are reaching out to these employees to potentially be new hires, and hopefully their job in the future is much better. My condolences to these developers. You know what? I feel sorry for all of you for being laid off. To the staff of Telltale Game, I feel sorry for you. Hopefully, you can still continue your dream on delivering products to an industry that you love. And even looking at developers themselves, no matter who gets laid off, whether it be Versatile, Bioware Montreal, or Bioware's next. I hope to God they're not fucking next. Dice, hope to God they're not fucking next either. Respawn, I hope to God they're not fucking next. I'll get in a video on that later. But whoever gets laid off by a company, it's sad to see them go. When LucasArts was shut down and all those companies and all the staff was had to be relocated to find new jobs. You know what? It was sad to see them go. When THQ was shut down, it was sad to see them go. When Versa was shut down, everyone kept saying, "God, here we go again." And you know what? Uh, no, no Dead Space 4. That unannounced Lena Hennem's virtual Star Wars game. That was gone now. So you can automatically tell that it wasn't always good to be with EA or just anybody really. So it just felt bad. I just felt bad for everyone. But you know what? That's the whole thing. That's how some of the stuff works. But you know what? It's just sad to see them all go. But my own personal thoughts and opinions on Telltale Games shutting down. You know what? It's sad to see them go because that was a company that got me to at least be interested into adventure games. I kind of heard the name Telltale before, but never played any of their games. Never played too many adventure games. I was always an action adventure guy, or just I was playing other types of genres at the time, so I wasn't too familiar with this. I just remember seeing, a demo called The Walking Dead. I tried that out a bunch of times, and I always had different outcomes. When I played the game for the first time ever, like the full season, I was doing episode by episode by episode by episode on my 360. I could say that at the end of the day, it was a game that won me over. It wowed me. It shocked me. And that final episode when you finally built it everything. That relationship with that girl Clementine and our character Lee Everett. What they got through. They got from being complete strangers to almost being a secondary family, a family that you could trust, a father and a daughter figure. Even though you know the truth that her parents are dead, she doesn't. She holds on to this one last hope that I need to see mom and dad again, one last time. I need to see them again. I want to be with them for one last time. But you know the truth, and you have to protect her from from all this, everything. The world's gone over. It's The Walking Dead. It's been days, or just however long it's been since you wake up. It's just been days since the Walker infestation. But as the episode goes on, and all of them, you're just waiting for the next release. You have continued to build that relation. You're either a jerk or you're kind-hearted. But that's the thing. That relationship with Clementine was the sole driving force of The Walking Dead. Even the relationship with all the other characters. Do you tell the truth? Do you lie? Do you seek vengeance when you don't know the truth yet? Do you, just second guess everyone saying, well, yes, we need a boat. We need to get out of here, but now's not the good time. We got it. Morale is low. We're all hungry. We're all starving, but we need to find something. Otherwise, we could just end up dead. And that's the strange thing about the first season of Telltale The Walking Dead. It was actually the best season, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's good." Sure, it had its flaws with its technical difficulties, Some episodes were stronger than the others, but at the end of the day, it achieved its goal of being well done and well acted, and just for being a damn good show, damn good game that you just say to yourself at the end of the day that, wow, that was good, man. Is there more? But then that final episode comes. You know it's coming. The end of episode 4. This is it. We had the big argument. We know that they're dead. They know they're not there in Macon. We know they're not there. Not Macon. We know they're not there in Crawford. We know they're not there in the city of, was it Atlanta? We know they're not there at all, kiddo. You can say truthfully that they're dead, or, it's time to move on. Either option will give Clem to cry, and just, you can either try to reach out for her, or you can just say that you're sorry. Either option will lead the same way. And it's next morning. She's not there. You go look for her. You find the hat. Well, you find the walkie-talkie. Pop jumps at the walkie. You fear for the worst. Is she dead? No, she's not there. She's somewhere else. Completely somewhere else. But you bet. It's only a matter of time now. The rest of you and your group come over. You can try to hide it, but that will lead to some consequence at the end. Or you can just show them. When I show them, the reaction was there. Your character's bit. There's no going back. I believe at that stage in age, the game said, hey, just because you're the main character doesn't mean you aren't protected by plot armor. It's there. But that was just there through episode 4. It wasn't there for all the other episodes, because when you die, you basically got the reset. It's the end. One last episode. How are they going to do it? How in the world are they going to build this up? Well, they did it. You were able to get back the girl, Clementine. You made a difficult decision to make. Get your friend some bullets so you can defend off a few walkers, or, end both his life and try to save the kid's life that he was trying to save. Only 2 people remain. You give them your best wishes, saying, if anything happens to me, I want you to take care of Clementine. And they know that it's the right move to make. It's the end. It comes down to the end, face to face with the crook. And even the decisions that I've made up to that point, were they the right decisions or were they the wrong decisions? Even though I refused to go to the farm, which I did not trust those 2 brothers at all, I did let her come to Macon, Crawford with me. Was it the right choice? Probably not. But then again, it was a choice. Just a choice to let her know that, hey, if they're not here, kid, then you have to feel the worst that they're gone. We're able to save her, but you're not looking too good. It's just a matter of time now. And you know what? I always did like the moment from season 1 of The Walking Dead. Clem finally sees her parents, but as walkers. It's been confirmed to her now that, that they're dead. It was such a nice, little subtle, but somber moment that you just cried just a little bit. It's like, there they are, kid. That's all your proof that you need. They're gone. But then at the end, it comes down to one final moment. One final set of dialogue. One final puzzle. Just Clem the Walker. You can choose to do a few things. Handcuff yourself or handcuff the walker. Either option will lead the walker to break free of his trap, and Clem's got to kill it. We taught her how to kill it before the walkers with a gun. But it's done. She killed it, and it's only seconds left. You got minutes left. The final words to Clementine that I said. Find our friends. They'll take care of you. They're by the train. You know where it is. But I ultimately tell her to, you have to shoot me. She doesn't want to do it. She's crying, and I remember I was trying to hold back the tears, saying, don't God, I know it's gotta happen. It's either a bullet to the head with Lee Everett, who's been, who's dying, who's literally gonna be turned to a walker, or a walker, which is a worse fate, which is a worse fate than death. The final words that I say to Clementine in the game of the first season of The Walking Dead is, "I'll miss you." And the response is the same thing for Clementine, saying, "I'll miss you." That anticipation. 3, 2, 1, bang. The music stopped. You hear one final word from Lee. And then it ends. That's how strong and powerful the first season of The Walking Dead was to me, and I thought, wow, what a great series, what a great game, what a finale. You had a choice: let him turn, or shoot. It was powerful. It was emotional. Got a lot of people talking, and at the same time, put Telltale Games back on the map into the eyes of the people, of gamers. They were now to be taken with. They were serious now. Although they did leave a little tease of a season 2. You were able to get a season 2, but then they gave us The Wolf Among Us, another great game. The less said about that game, the better. But you know what? If you haven't played it, go play it. Take all the Fable legends that we all know and love, and turn it on its head, based on the comic book series as well of the same name. But you know what? The Walking Dead is one of the games that I started with Telltale, and you know what? It kind of ended right now. Because right now, as we all know, they're shut down. It's so sad to see this company shut down. But then again, the problem with Telltale has persisted throughout not only The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, but all the other games as well. Guardians of the Galaxy, Game of Thrones, all the seasons of The Walking Dead, 2, The Frontier, Michonne, even the final season, Batman, The Enemy Within, Tales of the Borderlands, and Game of Thrones. It's all persistent, said and done. What's said is done, or should I say, it's about the quality of your product versus the quantity. Sure, it was nice to see all these games be announced, and a lot of them had different results. I think Game of Thrones was still a good game. It's just that end result is that, come on, it's there, but all right, good. It was a good miniseries, a good side dish for me to play. I thought, what? It's still a good game. I can't wait for the next season to come out, whenever they get to it. Guardians of the Galaxy, I just did not like their designs that they gave them. I just didn't like it at all. Was it a fun game? I only played the first 2 episodes, so I don't know how it ends. Batman, I actually finished all of Batman. I did like Batman a little better than Guardians, but it's not saying too much. But I did like Enemy Within a lot better than the first season of Batman. And I thought, alright, that's great. Will there be more? I don't know, but we'll see in the future. Minecraft story? I don't think we talk about it too much often, but it was always The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us that people were really excited for. Especially when they announced, 5 years later down the line, it's coming back. We're bringing back The Wolf Among Us. And I thought, more story with Sheriff Big Me, Snow White, Ichabod Crane, possibly Bloody Mary, depending on her future, and possibly see, if that truly is Fate herself, or Ariel, the Little Mermaid. I don't know. It could be Fate, or it just could be the Little Mermaid. But then again, she says the line that only Fate would say. You're not as bad as everyone thinks you are. Then again, that could just be the Little Mermaid. So that was awesome. But as we all know, like I said, with all these products being announced, being written, developed, not having the biggest company in the world, it's that everyone was spread too thin. It was all spread too thin. And you know what? That's a bad thing. You don't want to be spread too thin. And announcing project, left and right. Sure, they'll get done in time. But it's just like, as we said, it's the quality versus the quantity, guys. If they would have focused on maybe just 1 or 2 products at a time, at most, instead of like 3 or 4 or 5, depending on what they were doing, then probably they wouldn't be at the situation that they were in. Also, at the same time, when you look at these projects being announced, it's like, okay, that must have cost you a fortune because you're in agreement with either DC, 2K Entertainment, uh, Warner Bros. Themselves as well, because remember they also still helm the license as well. You're in agreement with HBO, you're in agreement with George R. R. Martin and his company, and so on and so forth. You are into agreement with a lot of companies that you gotta make your promise back on and promise that you'll a deliver yourself at least a good product when it's all said and done. Now, were they good products? Like I said, it all varies and depends on what you're talking to. If we're talking about the Walking Dead, it started off great, still good, just a little weaker than the first season. Michonne was a hit or miss, was kind of a misfire. Again, I'm not dissing Michonne. Again, it was an interesting thing to get a Michonne story, but not the best story ever. Frontier was definitely better than the second season and Michonne, but you know what? Its ending felt a little weird depending on what you got, but then that's it. Now, the last season of Walking Dead, will we ever get it? It could be off with a different company right now, for as far as we know, or it could just be the state of Half-Life 3. Or at least they released, of Half-Life 2 Episode 3. They released the first two episodes, but Episode 3 is never coming. But in the case of Telltale's The Walking Dead, the last three episodes won't come because it's always been a 5-part series. So there's that. Will we ever get a Wolf Among Us season 2? Probably not, unless they find another company. So, and that's the sad thing, Telltale as a company as a whole, they were great, but their greatness was their greatest weakness. They could deliver products to us, and they were capable of doing that. But the problem was that everyone has stated, and I will repeat myself one more time, they were far spread too thin. And even when you were playing the games, it wasn't that all. It was a good polish, but all the problems that they persisted over the years were still the same. You had frame rate that would just stutter on you. You had some, lip syncing wasn't always on point. Some of the graphics were good, but no, not that good. It's called a tool for a reason, and it was dubbed the Telltale 2 for a reason. It was just there to help them, to assist them. More information on that for on Clear Prince Gaming's video in the link description below. When it's all said and done, they were good games. They had the same problems over and over and over that for some odd reason that they never seemed to fix or address. And what? That's kind of the thing too. At the same time, that they never kind of addressed the stuff. Well, yes, they kind of did with the engine. They just never addressed the stuff on that they're working too much. Even for the employees themselves, they're starting to address this more and more now. Now that more information is coming out. I mean, there wasn't like that final paycheck, for them for being laid off. They were just told you're laid off. Good luck. That's kind of bad to do, just because even if someone should get laid off, you should still at least get paid. And as the staff said, that they were just worked overtime on them. I mean, it was all about overtime, 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 overtime. We've seen the horrors from EA, Ubisoft, Activision, and what you can say, Telltale is one of them right now, as well. That horrible working overtime and not even getting paid for it. Ouch. You just work overtime, and sometimes you don't get paid. No offense to all these companies, but you know what? That's what happens from time to time. You gotta treat your employees better, otherwise, shit like this gets exposed. But at the same time, do I envy Telltale? With that, not really. But I do envy them with, come on, guys, or should I say, the criticism is what they always said and said, and all these other videos. You should have focused the projects where you want them to work at the most. If the fans demand the Wolf Among Us, you should probably work on the Wolf Among Us season 2 instead of Minecraft story, worrying about Guardians of the Galaxy, which, like I said, I think it's just meh. Only played the first 2 episodes, then I quit. and all the other stuff. You probably should have focused on that instead of focusing on other projects. At the same time, were their games great? They were good, but the decision makings were easy in these games. I mean, we're talking like almost so easy you can have like that perfect run through almost instantly without working on a YouTube video. Here's an example of having that perfect run through, but it's really hard to get. Or a recent one, I should say, is Detroit Become Human. Well, some of the stuff is kind of easy to do. It's all about your dialogue, your decision. They all have a heavy impact. Do you take the gun with Kara, or do you not take the gun? Do you leave Hank to possibly fall to his death and capture the in quote unquote deviant, or do you pick him up and let the deviant go away? Do you leave your buddy behind with Marcus, or do you shoot him? All of those consequences have a cause and effect. The impact. Leaving your buddy behind to defend himself will cause might increase your relationship with some people with him. It also causes an effect that if Connor finds him, you're screwed. Then again, if Connor doesn't find any good deviants, or at least enough deviants and enough evidence to find where all the deviants hiding and where you can find them, Connor's gonna be shut down. If Connor does hit the gun, there are some severe consequences. You can use it to rob someone, but you're using the gun. You don't want to use the gun. If you fail to save someone on time with any of the players, you're gonna get screwed big time. Cause and effect. Telltale never learned that. They kind of did in Frontier a little bit, but it just was the same. I can still do this. I can easily get my friends back or not. Heck, even BioWare for the Mass Effect and Dragon Age series did it so much better. Heck, I will even stated too. Life is Strange did it better too. Maybe season 2 will be better than the first one, I hope. But I did enjoy the first Life is Strange game. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to, we'll miss what the impact that Telltale's made, and this company's poor business management and business model is what ultimately left them to close down their doors for good. I wish I would get the final season of The Walking Dead. I am hoping for the best that another company will pick it up, or another studio is made by a few of the remaining employees of Telltale Games to get it out. But when it's all said and done, they're done. They're done now. They have delayed the inevitable as long as they could, and you know what? It's sad to see them go. Telltale Games, this is for you. We'll miss you so much. We'll miss We'll miss a lot of your games. Unfortunately, I wish I could play The Wolf Among Us 2 right now. Maybe that could have saved you. I don't know if it did or not. If whoever's working on The Wolf Among Us 2, if that script is made, please form another company, or at least have another company that you're with pick it up. I know it's gonna be hard, but you know what? I wish I would get The Wolf Among Us season 2 right now. I wish The Walking Dead, the final season with Clementine at least, would get all of its episode released. But you know what? We only got those 2 episodes, so and it's a damn shame, truly. Goodbye, Telltale Games, 2004 to 2018. We will remember this company, and you will remember us. That's it, guys. Have a good one.